Interview is the most awaited part of your job application, but can also be the most dreaded one. Some people take interviews very lightly, while some people totally freak out. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you some practical tips on how to win your call center interview. Good luck!
Hi there, Ninja! Welcome back to my channel, and this is the 4th episode of Ninja Talks. And if you're new here, my name is Rhea and you're watching Call Center Ninja. I share real stories and tips to enjoy and survive your call center lifestyle. So if this is your first time to apply for a call center job, then good luck to you, and I do hope you make a first good impression. Before the interview, here's tip number 1. Research. I admit that when I first started or when I applied for a call center job, I did not know what I was getting into. But I was just a college student back then with no free access to the internet. That was years ago, so don't even ask me when that was, but I did not have access to the internet, so I did not research at all. But right now, you already have everything on your fingertips. You can Google that information about your company or about your future company, and at least you'll be able to answer any interviewer's questions just in case they ask you if you know what you're applying for, right? Number 2, prepare your resume, because why not? You have to prepare your resume ahead of time so that you won't forget any important details or anything that you'd like to add. Personally, I'd like it to be just 2 pages long so that it's not that long for HR to scan. And as long as you have everything important there, I suggest you highlight your skills and your work experiences. If you don't have work experiences, then just highlight your skills. That's it. But just don't prepare your resume 5 minutes before your interview time or even hours before your interview time. Prepare it ahead of time. And oh, before I forget, make sure that your contact information, whatever it is, your phone number, your email address, all the pieces of information are updated. And please make sure that your email address is not honeybunch143 or sweetroses143. Well, there's nothing wrong with those email addresses, but those are probably from your high school email addresses, and you're working now. It's a job application, so make your email address a little more formal, just like your first name or your last name at gmail.com or something like that. Number 3, prepare your outfit. Of course, you have to prepare what you're going to wear during your job interview. I know that a lot of call centers nowadays have relaxed dress code policy, but that does not mean that you wear slippers or tired jeans during your job interview. You have to look your best. And I always believe that if you dress up well, you look good and then you feel good about yourself. You become more confident and your personality will just shine during your job interview. So just wear something like this or like this. So it's really up to you, as long as you can walk, you can talk, you can breathe, and you're comfortable with what you are wearing. Okay? I think my eyes just became smaller without my glasses. But anyway, so tip number 4, practice answering job interview questions. If you haven't checked my job interview questions with sample answers and detailed tips on my previous video, then I will link my 2-part video down below. You should go check it out because I discussed some basic questions along with some situational questions and how I would respond to them. Tip number 5, know the location or the venue of your interview. Just please know it ahead of time. Trust me, I've been there and I got lost so many times. You wouldn't want to get lost 5 minutes before your interview schedule. So it's best if you know where it is ahead of time so that you won't go finding Nemo or finding yourself when you're already set to have your job interview. Just use Google Maps or ask around where the office is or where the location is. Or better yet, go to the venue or to that office a day before or days before your interview so that when you are already set for your schedule, you are confident that you won't get lost and, you You'll be there early and you won't be late, and it really helps a lot. Okay. Tip number 6 is my power tip. Sleep early the day before your interview, or sleep well the day before your interview. A lot of people think that sleep is just for the weak, but actually it's really a necessity. So please just sleep early, because when you wake up, your brain will be more refreshed, you will be able to think better, think brighter, and you'll be able to answer your interview questions a lot better compared to if you did not sleep or did not have enough sleep the night before, right? And I know for sure that you know that. So just sleep early, okay? Now, during the interview, this is what you're supposed to do. Number 1, be early. Well, I don't think you should remind anyone to be early. Just be early, because you have to be early. In short, don't be late. Just forget about Filipino time. Just be there early. Number 2, be polite. Just be polite to anyone that you will see around the office, because you never know. Those people will be able to help you in times of needs. So, be polite. Number 3, during the interview, just breathe. Inhale, exhale. Okay, just breathe, because, if you panic and if you don't relax, that's really a surefire way for you to get more nervous during your job interview. Number 4, focus on the question at hand. Sometimes we think really advanced, or we think ahead of us. For example, if you're asked, tell me about yourself, think of how you will answer that question first before thinking of how you will answer the next question. So don't think of how you will answer if the interviewer will ask you how much your expected salary will be, or any other questions like that. Just take it one question at a time, so that you'll be able to answer it appropriately and accurately. Okay? One question at a time. And number 5, maintain eye contact and smile. Yes, even if you're nervous, try to still maintain eye contact and smile, because that means that you are sincere, and that also signifies that you are listening to the interviewer and that you understand what he or she is talking about. Okay? Now that was for the personal interview, or one-on-one, face-to-face interview. A lot of call centers already employ phone interviews, so it's very possible that you don't necessarily have to go to their office just to be interviewed. They will just call you at home or wherever you are to be interviewed. So here are some practical tips and reminders if you're going to have a phone interview. Tip number 1, you have to make sure you set your alarm for your interview schedule. Probably hours before. Just don't be surprised that someone is already calling you, or it's already your turn to be interviewed. So I suggest that you set your alarm ahead of time so that you're prepared. And then review your resume ahead of time and make sure that your answers are consistent to what you actually wrote on your resume. And I'm saying this because during a phone interview, you actually have an opportunity to check whatever's on your resume, because the interviewer can't see you. Unlike in a personal or face-to-face interview, where you don't necessarily get to hold your resume, right? So there. And then tip number 2, check the status of your phone. You have to make sure that it is fully charged. Check your microphone, check the volume, check your headset if you're using any. And then if it's possible, then make a test call, or do a test call, so that you'll know how you'll sound over the phone. If you need to adjust your volume, or if you need to speak a little bit clearly, just ask someone to do a test call for you, or you can just do it yourself. And then number 3, make sure that you speak clearly, because the thing with speaking over the phone is that there is a barrier. So it's very possible that there will be a misunderstanding or communication breakdown between you and the interviewer. So as much as possible, speak clearly, and use just enough volume for you to be heard by the other party. And if you're going to work in a call center, and you'll be assigned to a voice account, you'll better get used to it because that's how it's gonna be. You'll have to get used to speaking with customers or with people over the phone. And try to enunciate your words a little bit more so that you will be understood properly. And then what else? One last thing is you have to prepare your interview room. Since you will not be interviewed in an actual office, you have to have a spot or a space in your house where it is totally silent, or if not, then you can inform your family members, your dogs or your cats, animals around your house that you will be interviewed. So you can put a do not disturb sign on your door, and then tell them that you need a couple of minutes or hours to have silence for the interview. And then just make sure that everything is all set and there is a signal in that actual room where you will be interviewed. So some of those things are easily often overlooked, so make sure that you have those covered. And after the interview, of course, don't just leave or don't just end the call. Say thank you and ask relevant questions if you have any. And well, make sure to pat yourself in the back because you did it. And just don't think about it too much. Move on and hope for the best. So I really sincerely hope that you nail that job interview, and I hope you've learned something from this little discussion. And if you have any more or other questions, just comment them down below. That's it for today, ninjas. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Call Center Ninja once again. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click that red subscribe button on YouTube down below, or if you're watching this on Facebook, I'm going to link my YouTube link as well. So see you again next Friday for a new video. Bye-bye!